Okay, so this is going to be a full walkthrough of how we are boosting our clients' AOV and making more profit from every click. And this is not theoretical stuff. This is what we are using right now with 8-figure brands to massively increase the AOV overall on their front end and getting 30% take rates on their upsells, and even changing, sometimes doubling the prices of the upsells without really affecting the take rate. So I'm going to show you how we do all of that in here, and I'm going to show you why that's so important. So firstly, there's three main problems that 99% of online education businesses have right now. Firstly, people don't spend enough money with you, average order value. There's not enough people coming back to buy from you over and over again, lifetime customer value, and there's not enough people who see your offer and end up actually buying, conversion rates, right? So, and then the bonus problem, you don't know which one to fix first because you're unsure what the data is telling you. So, this is the one that we're going to focus on today is not making enough per sale. So that is the average order value. Taking too long to get to break even, it causes cash flow problems. You can't provide an amazing product because you haven't got the cash flow to be able to do that, right? So if you're spending $1 today and only getting 20 cents back, and you're like, I haven't got a load of cash in the bank, what am I going to do, right? Or maybe you're trying to scale and you can't scale fast enough because you're only getting 20 cents back today, and then you want to get closer to break even so you can go and scale faster. So what do you need to do to fix these problems? Well, firstly, you need to get the customers to spend more on each sale. Secondly, you want to get the customers buying more often, LTV. And then you want to convert more of those leads into buyers. And why is that important? Well, why do you need to fix those problems? Because this solves all the problems in your business, right? So if you can get $20 back for every $1 you spend, how much would you spend on advertising? How many leads would you bring in? Like, how many A players could you hire? So think about this, right? AOV plus LTV, so average order value plus lifetime value plus conversion rates equals profit margin. If you increase each one of these, you're going to increase your profit margin. And then if you increase your profit margin, well, what does that mean? Well, it means you can get an infinite number of leads. So that gives you control in the marketplace, right? So if you've got a list of 1 million people, when there's a launch that comes up, or if you want someone to share to their list and you say, hey, I'll share to my list as well, then you've got a lot more power there than saying, oh, I've got a list of 200 people. Right. So it gives you infinite leads when you've got the margin there. It allows you to scale the profits because you've got the margin. So you're not reliant on that bootstrapping, right? So your customers are spending more on each sale, which means you've actually got cash to work with. And then the profit margin equals you can create the best products, because when you create the best products, you naturally make more return on your ad spend anyway, because people are talking about your business in a good way, not a bad way, right? So when it comes to the profit margin, the key thing that you want there is to reinvest some of that back into the product, not sacrificing all your margin for it. But if you've got the best product, then once you've increased the AOV, LTV, and conversion rates, before potentially those numbers go off a little bit, right, as you start scaling more, you've already now got the best product in the marketplace, which means then naturally it's growing on its own organically by word of mouth as well. So it's crucial that we solve these three problems. Dan Kennedy said it's best, right? Who can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. And that's always rung true with me, like from the first day I ever started advertising. And the simple fact is, if you can spend more to acquire a customer than all your competitors, then you will win the game. Okay. So the crucial thing is, how can we spend more to acquire a customer, or how can we increase the levels of profitability to create the best possible products, to create the best possible service? And how do we spend more without losing profitability? Well, the simple answer when it comes to average order value is upsells. So what is an upsell? An upsell is, dictionary definition, persuade a customer to buy something additional or more expensive. In its simplest form, that's what it is. So why is this important? Without upsells, you're going to struggle to create profitable marketing campaigns. You're going to be able to outspend your competition. You can actually acquire customers for free if done right. So what if you never had to pay for another customer again? that every single customer that came through the door came in free. No sales or marketing cost whatsoever. Why? Because on day one, you put $1 in on advertising. On day one, you get $1 back out. And I'm going to show you how we do that through the upsell sequences and paths. And take a look at this table, right? So this is, you spend $10,000. No, let's imagine got no upsells. And we're just putting $1 cost per click just because it's easier that way, right? To look at the numbers, your numbers might be different. Spending 10K up front, then you'd have 10,000 visitors. Let's say you've got a 2% conversion rate on your offer. And then your average order value, maybe you're selling it for $20. Now, you've got no upsells in there. You've got 200 sales. You made $4,000. You've actually made a loss on there. And you've only got, you put 10,000 in, you got 4,000 back. It's a bit crap. Then with upsells, same numbers, same cost per click, same conversion rate. But the difference is now you can get an extra average order value with the upsells of 100, right? So you can get it worth 5 times as much. So now instead of us losing money, we put $10,000 in and we get $20,000 back. Now, is that all the sale? No, but if we can do that on our first sale with those upsells, then we can break even, right? So at that point, then everything else is free. So we've already paid to acquire that customer and we haven't had to pay anything to acquire the customer. So you're getting paid to get new customers, which is absolutely magical. So if you're not using upsells to the full potential, then your competitors are going to eat you for breakfast, right? They're going to leave you weeping in your cereal. So check out this graph below, right? Look, this is when we get to 90 and 80, that the whole term upsell wasn't really a thing. What you see by now, like it absolutely grew massively. And why? Because everyone's using them and everyone's doing them. If you're not doing them, someone else is doing them better, right? And someone else is eating your lunch. So the age of attention versus distraction, right? We have always got things competing for our attention right now. And we're not the only ones that our potential customers are looking at, right? How many times have you got on a call with the potential client and they say, oh yeah, we're looking at this, we're looking at that, we're looking at that. And so it means it's getting harder to convert people into customers, right? So because we're competing against all these eyeballs for attention. So we battle against that with the upsells, right? And most people are never really concentrating very well. In an 8-hour day, there's about 60 interruptions. So the average interruption takes about 5 minutes. So that's about 5 hours out of the 8 that people are distracted. And if you take around 15 minutes to resume the interrupted activity, that means really we're never concentrating at all. So if you've got all those things competing for your customer's attention, like when you bring them to the page and you convert them into a customer, you need to maximize that average order value, because if not, then you're not going to be profitable, right? Plus, AI has made the barrier to entry lower than ever. Over the next 12 months, over the next 24 months, what are we going to see? Well, we're going to see all these companies using AI. We're going to see them creating an offer in 24 hours, right? And putting things out there. So there's going to be more offers in the marketplace than there has ever been. So if you're competing with all these offers, yeah, they might not be as good as yours, but you're still competing for those eyeballs. So if you're not getting enough per customer that comes through, you're just going to lose, right? So we compete for attention through economics. So if it's harder to get people to convert, if you're competing against more offers, if there's more content, if there's rising costs, how do we compete? We compete through the economics. So if each customer is worth more, then we can spend more to acquire that customer. So who am I? Why should you care? Right, I'm Paul Ace, the CEO of Amplify Ecom. We help online education businesses do on average an extra $700,000 per month after 12 months of working together. That is not a typo. That is not we've done this for one client. That is the average after 12 months of working together, is significantly more. So that when you add that up over the course of 12 months, we're doing an extra like 6-7 million after them working with us, right? And this timeline is getting quicker and quicker, by the way. So one of the reasons we've been able to grow companies so fast is because we can outspend the competition. We bring the cost to acquire a customer down and the lifetime customer value up, and then also increase the average order value, right? It's a magic formula overall. So just so you know, I'm not full of crap. from 4.2 million a year to 20 million a year in 3 years. Right, you can see the profit on here. This as well. We went from like 3.5 million in profit to 12 million in profit. Right, so significant growth. This was the year before they started working with us at 4 million. So even in the very next year, like we made almost what they made previous year in profit, and then 3 years later, we're making 12 million. Right. Then we've got this one, beating the previous month's sales by 820,000 a month in 90 days. Like I said, the timeline's getting quicker. And you can see here, we just started working around here. And we did 1 million. So you can see August, pretty much like just the month before, they were doing 884, about 1 million, kind of stuck there. And then it's okay, let's get involved. Did 1.3. December was quieter, and then we'd put all the foundations in place. And then by January, bam, 1.9 million. And I can tell you, this month as I record this, because I haven't updated the screenshot yet, because it's literally just gone to the first of the month. We just did 2.2 million, right? So we've gone from like 1 million to 2.2 million in like under 6 months. So we do, like I say, we do this over and over again. You can see it here as well. Another business, an extra 11.5 million in 12 months, from 9 million to 20 million, right? We just do it over and over again. So that's all okay, you're legit, cool, let's carry on. The cost of inaction. So how do you create a winning upsell? When the cost of inaction is greater than the prices of the solution, you will make money. So what do we mean by the cost of inaction? So the cost of me doing nothing is greater than the price of me doing something, then I'm going to go ahead and buy. So if you said, hey, you need to have surgery tomorrow, it's going to cost you $10,000, but it will stop you having both your legs cut off. Okay, I'll probably do that, right? What if we make it even worse, right? So, hey, if you don't have this operation tomorrow, you will die. It's $10,000. Great, here's my credit card. I'm going to go and find a way, right? That's the extreme example, but you want to look at the same kind of thought process in your product. So what is the difference between cost and price? Cost is the effort, loss, or sacrifice needed that's necessary to achieve or obtain something. Price is the amount of money expected, required, or given in payment for something. So think about the difference between those two when we're looking at the cost of inaction. So what is a sacrifice? And then what is the price? Price is something you pay one time. Cost is something that you incur over time. So there's always a cost, right? Your job in marketing is to understand what the cost of inaction is, and then make that impossible to misunderstand to your customers. By not taking action, one of these 4 buckets is going to create pain for them. So if you look on here, the time, money, effort, sacrifice. So how long does it take them to implement the thing? What's the time for them to get the first win? What's the time for the big payoff? What's the time for them to get to the result? When we look at money, we're like, how much does it cost for the program? How much is it costing for the tools? How much is it costing in opportunity loss for the other things that they're now not doing? How much is it costing them to run it ongoing? Right? And then effort, like how much effort does it take them to get started? Can you make it so, like, this is why you look at supplements versus like a diet plan. Supplements, just take this pill. Okay, great. Diet plan, you need to change your whole lifestyle. You need to stop eating this, stop doing that, right? A lot of effort involved, effort to keep going, effort of convincing others, right? This comes down to status and stuff. So when we're talking about effort of others, you're really looking at the, like, friends, family, all those kind of things of, like, do you have to go and convince them that this is a good idea? When you start doing something new and your spouse maybe isn't on board, right? The effort of completion. How much effort is it going to take to me actually complete this thing? Then sacrifice. What are we sacrificing comes back to the opportunity cost, right? The sacrifice of social status. Maybe temporarily, they're going to have to give up some level of social status when all the friends are, oh, why are you not coming out? Why are you not coming to the pub? Oh, because I've got to work. Oh, you're so boring, right? So it's the stuff that you got to give up in the short term, sacrificing potentially some of your existing relationships, sacrificing the time and the money, right? These 4 objection buckets, if you can handle all these objections in your upsells, you're going to make more money. So the role of the upsell is to reduce these objections and create it faster, easier, less effort and sacrifice way of solving the problem that they have. So if you just solved that problem with your first initial offer, then your upsells are either going to solve the next problem, they're going to solve more of the same, they're going to solve it faster, or they're going to solve it easier. That's what you're looking for, right? So when we say more of the same, that might be like, for example, if you're selling a physical product, like supplements is one of the best examples. I'll just use that example, but like with supplements, great, you just bought this supplement. Now upsell to get 6 months worth of them, right? You can get a bundle of 6 of them. You can get a bundle of 12 of them, right? More of the same. Don't typically do that in the info product space. You're going to solve the next problem. Or you're going to solve the same problem, but faster or easier. So, for example, instead of DIY version of it, you might say, here's a done with you version. So here's all the templates and trainings that, well, you've probably already given the trainings, but all the templates that go with that, right? So how do you price your upsells? Well, the question is, how much do you want to make? So you'll see in the picture below, right? You can have more profit if you give more value. So when I say more value, I don't mean just bundle a load of stuff in there. Oh, what have we got? Oh, let's throw everything in the kitchen sink. That's not the aim. Don't just bundle a load of crap and think that's an upsell, because it's not. So what you actually want to be doing is your upsell should solve the same problem better than the DIY version. So this is typically how a value ladder will work when you're thinking about upsell. So you got DIY, do it yourself, done with you, and we've got done for you, and then access to the owner, guru, or main personality of the business. So looks like something like this on screen, right? So you might have a lead magnet at the front. That's like a DIY version. Then a DIY self-liquidating offer. So for example, you might watch this and you go, great, lead magnet. Yeah, I can go and implement some of that stuff. Self-liquidating offer. It might be like, hey, we break down the trainings of how to do each thing on this in more detail, step by step. Great, I'll go and buy that, right? Front end upsells, it might be, I'm going to give you the templates to go and increase that average order value. I'm going to give you my landing page templates that we use for the front end upsells, right? It's a bit more done with you. Back end high ticket. Okay, great. We're going to help you map it out with you. And we're going to give you all the tools, training templates, AI tools, right? You're going to be part of a community and you're going to maximize your conversion rates, your average order value, your lifetime customer value. Ultra high ticket. We come in and do it in your business for you, right? So you can see how there's things as we send up the ladder, and you know it's recurring. You can put that in at any stage. Sometimes it fits in further up. Sometimes it fits in a little bit lower. It depends on your business. But recurring, then for example, the ultra high ticket, like in our business is working with us one-on-one, and then we share in a percentage of the performance, right? So we're getting recurring revenue every month. Now, if we don't make you any money, we ain't getting paid. However, we make people money, so we get paid over and over again. Now, the other thing you want to note on here is if you look down here, we've got price. We start at free, but value, we start at the $1 range, right? And I say $1, like one tier. And then tier 2 range, the value all the way up needs to be outstripping what the price is. Because if not, then you've got a problem with the price versus value. The value should always exceed price. Okay. So what should I sell? Well, here's like the 8 key upsell options. Over the following pages, I'm going to break down each of them in detail so you can have that home run upsell, right? So templated upsells. So the literal definition of a template is something that serves as a model for others to copy. So templates come in many forms, but here's a few examples, right? So you can have copy templates, you can have legal templates, you can have scripts, and think about the 4 objection buckets, right, that we talked about previously. How can you create templates to overcome those objections? The effort, the sacrifice, the money, the time, right? AI tool upsells. So, AI is big right now. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So when it comes to this stuff, we want to be thinking, okay, what are like AI copy tools, AI research tools? Like, how can I install all of my trainings and templates and then put that into an AI that then you can interact with? If you see there's a few businesses out there, there's like Andrew Huberman right now. He's created an AI where you can ask him anything and it will tell him the resources and it will send you back to the right YouTube channel and playlist and say, hey, this is where I spoke about this thing, right? So these tools can be really, really helpful. It's like having an expert on hand 24/7, right? But you don't have to do the fulfillment on it. So it's low labor cost, high profit margin, high value. So here's the software to create AI tools with zero code. It's called Formwise. I will be dropping the link to this whole document as well, so you can go through and just click on that link as you get to this page. And feel free to sign up through my affiliate link. Why? Because we're always looking for a residual income, because that's a smart thing to do, and I recommend you do the same. Longer access upsell. So sometimes maybe you sell access to something for 7 days, and then the upsell is, hey, get lifetime access, get annual access, get monthly access, right? All of those. And then here's the thing, you don't have to just sell the upsell on page. You can also sell that upsells in follow-up emails and everything else, right? So we've worked in 7 and 8 figure businesses before, where what happens is we'll run a campaign every quarter to take those people who are on quarterlies to annuals, and we'll take the people on monthlies to quarterlies, right? And we send those people up. Bundle upsells. Bundle upsells is like taking potentially your digital product and maybe putting a physical product with it. Maybe you've got all the digital products that are complementary to the current product. Now, this one, don't be fooled into the whole, oh, well, I'm just going to take everything that I've ever created and put it into one upsell. It's a stupid idea. Just don't do that. Why? Because you're not actually solving the problem. You're just giving people a load of crap, right? It's like just emptying your closet and like doing a frigging car boot sale. And then partner products, right? So maybe you can partner with other people in your industry. We had a bridesmaids dress business, and we were selling the bridesmaids dresses. Now we partnered with a load of other wedding industry suppliers to create this info product, which was actually a physical info product. So we actually sent out £2,000 worth of vouchers, and we got a load of other industry suppliers. So we had a voucher for my singing business, because I was a wedding singer at the time as well. And we also had vouchers for a magician. We had vouchers for wedding dresses, right? All these things we added in there. So then we sold this box for £12.95 and said, hey, it's got £2,000 worth of vouchers in it. That's a good that's a good offer, right? And then we had a load of other stuff in there, wedding planning guides and all those kind of things, and it did really well. Now, physical premium upsells. So this could be taking your templates and turn them into physical worksheets. It could be taking a digital newsletter and turn it into a physical newsletter. Identity swag, right? This is like pretty. I love identity swag. So what I mean by that, and this is phrased slightly different by Perry Belcher, but this is like where I really started to learn about the kind of the swag style stuff. So this is not about sticking your logo on a hat or on a t-shirt. No one cares. No one cares about your logo. What they care about is themselves, and they care about the identity of themselves. So what do we mean by that? So, for example, we are looking with a property business that we're at the moment. We're building something out where we looked at creating on mugs proper tea, right? So, like, because they're investing in property, they want to get things that relate to property, right? And because it's proper tea, it's quite a British kind of tongue-on-cheek thing, right? So the identity swag then links back to that. And sometimes you might have things like I am a whatever the thing is, right? So we used to build quite a lot of messenger bots and stuff. Like, so I interviewed someone once and we built them a bot, and it was like, oh my God, I am a bot believer now, right? So then we started creating this whole campaign. I was like, I really like that. We created this whole campaign around I'm a bot believer, and we created fridge magnets with I'm a bot believer, and then we put the mantra of what a bot believer was, right? And creating that identity, it starts to build a connection and a group and rapport with you. Checklist upsells, right? So it could be launch checklists, sign off for checklists, audit checklists, anything really that makes it faster and easier and helps people have more confidence that they're going to get the result. Because people are always like, am I doing the right thing? Even then, go through the stuff, am I doing the right thing? Well, just check these things off as you go. And I'm going through a program at the moment. They lay everything out on a Trello board, right? Everything day by day. Day 1, do this. Day 2, do this. Day 3, do this. It's great. Why? Because it makes it easy and it makes it impossible to misunderstand. So when you're looking at it, checklists can really help with that. Access upsells, right? So you might do Q&A calls. You might give more access to the guru. You might do community. You might give access to office hours with your team, right? So you might say, hey, every Friday, my resident tech guy will answer your tech questions on a 30-minute call. My resident marketing expert or email expert will answer your calls on every Thursday, right? So it depends how much you want to go, how deep you want to go in these upsells. And bear in mind, you've got ongoing fulfillment costs with that. However, if you can make that pay, it's pretty awesome. Implementation call upsells. So quite often, we will look to do these on a second OTO rather than a first, unless like test everything, right? So implementation calls, that means they get to the second OTO and it's like, hey, would you like help implementing this? Now, don't make this just a sales call in disguise because people will be annoyed. Do not screw people over, right? So when we get to the second OTO, you want to offer an implementation call, potentially, if that's the route you want to go down. And when they get on that call, the first thing you do is go, great, tell me where you're at, where you want to go. Let me help you implement the thing. You get them a win on that call. Now, at the end of the call, would you like more help? That's okay. It's okay to pitch at the end of the call or at least set up the next call. But the key thing is actually give value on the call, actually help them implement the thing. So it might be, hey, you bought the front end product. We've given you the templates in OTO 1. And then they get to the second upsell. So OTO 1 one-time offer. They get to the second upsell. And it's like, hey, would you like us to help you implement that? Yeah, right? So it's done with you or done for you or sometimes just advice only. So what are the 4 upsell stages? Well, you've got number 1 is order bumps. So these are like the little add-ons at checkout. These are great average order value boosters. So I want you to think of these 4 things. So number 1, it's the add-on at the checkout, right? So if you go to the supermarket or as Americans say, the store, right? If you go to the store, you're going to see things like chewing gum or sweets or whatever at the checkout. More likely nowadays you see a few more healthy snacks there as well. But these are all the little things that you just pick up on impulse, right? So it's an impulse purchase, and it typically you want it to help them get the result faster and with less effort. They're the 2 things that you're looking for: faster, less effort, quick impulsing. So you'll see quite often it'll be things like cheat sheets or templates or frameworks, right? Those kind of things. So because it makes things easier and faster. Or you're selling something that got a result for someone else and you're selling it for a tiny fraction of the price. So, for example, I've had an upsell. I was like, hey, we use this amplifier offer process to make someone an extra $70,000 in the first 30 days of working together. You can get it for $47, right? It's a good price anchor. So that's order bumps. Next, upsells. So these are the big brother of order bumps. They're designed to maximize the value of every customer coming through. So what do? They solve the next problem, or remember, they sell more of the same. Typically, when you're selling in the online education space, you're going to solve the next problem. Firstly, what you want to do as well when they come to that page, you need to congratulate them on the previous purchase. Because if not, then they're going to end up with a bad taste in the mouth, and they're also going to get buyer's remorse because they're like, oh my God, I just bought this. I don't know if I need the other thing. And now I just feel bad because I just feel like they're telling me, oh, what you bought isn't valuable, and now I should go and buy this instead. That is not the frame that you want to add. You want to add the frame of congratulations, you made the right choice. Here's why. Go through all the reasons why they made a great choice, and this is what it's going to do for you, right? Focus heavily on that to start off with, and then focus on how they can get results faster, and then how often as well it's going to be a done with you process, right? So that might be templates, cheat sheets, right? All those things that we've talked about. So Then we've got downsells. So see these like the safety net, right? Downsells are like payment plans. It might be the same as the upsell, but you remove something, right? So you might say you get this, and this, but with the downsell, you might just get this piece of it, but instead you're selling it for a tenth of the price. Why? Because you're just maximizing the average order value. Payment plans. I'm going to show you some cool stuff on payment plans in a little while. Second chance, right? So you are giving them a second chance at the offer, but maybe, like I say, you're doing it with a payment plan. But don't break the relationship. This is one of the key things. Sometimes when people use downsells, they screw up the whole sales sequence because they're so focused on getting that extra $5-10 on the first sale that then they miss out on the $10,000 sale on the back end because people have not had a good buying experience first time round. So be very conscious with downsells that, yeah, great. If you're just selling one funnel, one offer, go and just put as many upsells and downsells as you want if you never want that customer to buy from you again. If you're not bothered, great. Just go and sell as much as you can the first time around. However, the smart way is to be able to sell to that customer over and over and over and over and over again. Why? Because they had an amazing buyer experience, your product works, they tried the product out, and they got a result. Right? So be very careful with downsells. They can be a safety net to get extra cash. However, don't trip over dimes to pick up dollars. Other way around. Don't trip over dollars, pick up dimes, right? Thank you page offers. So these are pretty cool. So that could be affiliate offers, okay? So affiliate offers like, hey, you've just bought, well, let's take the lemonade stand thing, right? So congratulations on buying my lemonade. We've actually got an affiliate offer where we work with someone who does reusable cups. Now you get a commission every time you sell one of those, but you don't have to go and build them or make them. They just provide them to you, and you get money from each one of those, right? Removing buyer's remorse. So thank you page. You've taken a lot of emotional credits at this point. So if they've seen an ad, they've clicked an ad, they've gone onto a landing page, they've read the landing page, they've gone to a checkout page, that's 3 steps already. They've then bought the thing, 4th step, then gone to an upsell thing, 5th step, then they've gone to a downsell, 6th step, then they've gone to another upsell, 7th step, they've gone to another downsell, 8th step, and now oh my god, they're exhausted, right? And there's all the micro steps that they're going through as well, like watching the videos, reading the copy, all those things, right? So on the thank you page, we want to congratulate them, make sure they feel like they've been having a great experience. And if we're going to put an offer on there, the offer should be soft, very soft, right? So you might have a catalog of internal products. So, for example, a section at the bottom says, more products you may like, right? Simple as that. You don't go, hey, go and buy our stuff. You might give them an extra gift, an unexpected bonus on that page. Unexpected gift, something that goes, look, I appreciate you being a buyer so much. I appreciate you investing your hard-earned money in us. So I wanted to give you this extra gift to say thank you. And if that's a wow gift as well, they're like, wow. What that does is the last touch that they had with you in the funnel is the thing that they remember, right? So that people remember the first thing, they remember the last thing. Everything else in the middle is blurry. So when it comes to this, if you add that extra gift, think about what happens next time you present an offer to them. They go, I had a great buying experience last time. Maybe I'll buy again. Okay. So increasing conversion rates on upsells. Normal upsell sequences are painful, right? It's like climbing up a car, going out and falling all the way back down. So I'm going to share with you a counterintuitive approach that has been tested over millions in ad spend. And let's be honest, as a customer, traditional upsells can feel like going through an insult course. So by the end of it, they're clicking the no thank you buttons. You wish you never bought the product in the first place if you haven't created a good buying experience. So traditional upsells, sad. Alternative close upsells, happy. What are alternative close upsells? Well, I'm going to share with you exactly what that is right now. So when you create fewer decisions for your customers, remember what I said about downsells? when you create fewer decisions for your customers going through the sales process, they're less burnt out and they're going to be more likely to continue to buy from you in the future. So here's the traditional method and the alternative close method side by side. So you'll see the traditional method, people buy the front end product, they go to upsell 1, then maybe they go to a downsell 1 payment plan, then they go to upsell 2, then they go to downsell 2 payment plan, and they go to the thank you page. Oh my God, so many steps. Don't like it, right? It's not a great buying experience. Alternative close upsells, we've reduced it down from 5 steps down to 3 steps, even though it looks like more on the screen, right? So they go to upsell 1 and we say, hey, do you want to pay in full or do you want the payment plan? And we put both options on screen. And then upsell 2, do you want to pay in full or do you want a payment plan? By doing this, we've increased take rates and increased average order value. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. Okay, so this alternative close upsells, don't underestimate the power of this. It's so powerful. I have every single offer we've used it with 8-figure businesses. It increases the AOV, it increases the take rates. It's magical. So reducing the friction to increase the cash, right? So there's a big difference in how the offer is presented. In traditional upsells, you're gonna have to go through like 4 pages. Alternative close, you only have to go through 2. So it's a lot easier, a lot less steps. And you don't have them saying no as often, so they're in more of a buying mode. So what's the power of a exit pop? Let's go through that. So exit pops are the next part that you can use really well in upsells. So an exit intent pop is a technique used by online shops and websites to retain visitors who are leaving the site. In simple terms, exit pop equals a box that shows up to stop you from leaving the page when you may not take the desired action. So most people are looking at exit pops wrong. They're using them as a quick cash grab, get customers back to something they've already said no to. So it's like that annoying salesman, right? Who just won't say no for an answer. So you make that one sale, great, and you'll pick up a few on the down sales, but how many sales are you losing in the future because of that, right? So just imagine you get a guy who comes around to your house, knocks on the door, trying to sell you windows and doors. Is that, hi, would you be interested in buying some of our windows and doors? And you say, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Okay, great. Then he walks back to the back of your house, knocks on the back door. Hi, would you be interested in some windows and doors? No, I'm still not interested, thank you. Then he gets a ladder out, it climbs up the top window, knocks on the top window. Hi, would you be interested in some windows and doors? No, right? At this point, you're getting really, really annoyed. That's typically the way most people do exit pops. Wait. Do you still want to buy my thing? No, I told you no twice, right? So the real problem is we did a deep dive on our client partner data and we were able to see all the points in the buyer journey when people are dropping out the sales process. So one of the biggest drop-off points, you can have the greatest second upsell, but if no one's seeing it, it's like having a party with no one there, right? So the biggest drop-off points was between the first upsell and the second upsell. So as much as 30% of your customers may never see your second upsell. So because what's happening is someone buys the product, they go to upsell 1, and they go, someone tried to sell me something else, and then they disappear. So what we have to do is stop them from leaving the page. So how do we fix that, right? Think about it. Which one are you going to make more money from? Number 1, pitching the same product 3 times that they've already said no to. Or number 2, pitching a new product that's more relevant to them. If you guessed option 2, congratulations, you won the star prize. So how do we use exit pops on upsells? So instead of trying to sell the same product over and over again, we focus on getting them to the second upsell. So you can use text like, wait, you nearly missed out on something special. If you're not interested in outcome of upsell 1 right now, that's okay. But if you're looking for outcome of upsell 2, then click the button below. I recorded you a special video showing you how. You notice we're not pitching what's in upsell 2. We are selling the curiosity to get them to go to upsell 2. Now, the only time you're going to use this exit pop is when they scroll up and trying to leave the page, right? And the mouse starts hovering over that URL bar, because then you've lost them. So you stop losing them by putting this in place. So check out the diagram on the next slide to see what I mean, right? So this is the consumption exit pot. So they visit upsell page 1, right? They say no to the offer. And what most people do, they say, hey, here's an exit pop with a downsell. Now, you might not even be doing this, and then you are losing money if you're not using exit pops at all. However, most people will go, wait, you can get it for this price instead. And yeah, maybe you get 2 buyers, right? But then the problem is, if they say no to that, they vanish. Gone. Finished. Finito. The second option is they visit upsell page 1, they say no, you do an exit pop, go into upsell 2 and create that curiosity. Now you've got all these people reaching upsell 2 that previously wouldn't have reached. So now you've got more opportunities to get a higher take rate on your second upsell, which means you get 3 bags of cash instead of 2 bags of cash. Ultimately, you're going to make more money, right? So look at how you can implement that in yours. Price anchoring upsells. Remember, we said about the having 2 prices on page before. Now with this allows us to anchor the price in a better way, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So the anchoring effect is when the decisions or thoughts are shaped by an initial piece of information called an anchor, even if that piece of information has nothing to do with the decision that you're making. So anchoring effect is kind of like if you hear a number before you guess something's price, the first number sticks in the mind after that guess, even if it has nothing to do with the real price, right? So it's a really interesting phenomenon. If you look here, this is from Wikipedia, right? So, for example, an individual might be more likely to purchase a car if it's placed alongside a more expensive model, right? So if you want to go and sell a certain car, go and put like a really expensive car next to it, and then put this one as a cheaper one, and it's like, well, actually, that seems like quite good value. But if you put all of them priced the same, then your brain hasn't been anchored or adjusted to that, okay? That's why sometimes when you buy things on Amazon, you end up spending a lot more money because you see these other things at a higher price and you go, wow, that's not a bad price. However, you go into a shop and then you're actually thinking about the price more, right? You're looking at the price tag on there. So always price something expensive next to something less expensive if you want to make more money. So what is price anchoring? It's when you use a higher price to make the actual price feel small. So we can leverage this in the upsells to increase those conversion rates. You may have heard this story, the old man and the watermelon, right? You can get 1 for $3 or you can get 3 for $10. So the old man is running a fruit stand and he displays a sign that says 1 melon for $3, 3 melons for $10. The young man approaches and asks for 1 melon, which he pays $3 for. He then proceeds to purchase a second and then a third for $3 each. He's like, I got around that one. I saved $1. He said, hey, old man, I just bought 3 melons for $9. He said, maybe you're not as good at this business thing as you think. The old man mutters to himself. Almost everyone comes in and buys 3 melons instead of 1. But they all want to teach me how to do business, right? Price anchoring, guys. Price anchoring. So the watermelon price anchor, you can see everyone thought they were cheating the system by getting 3 melons for $9 instead of 10. However, the smart thing about it, the customer feels like they're winning because they found a hack rather than being pushed into an upsell. So let's see how we can apply the same principles to upsells. And this is really cool. We use it a lot. It's pretty damn awesome. So there's 3 tests that you can use on your alternative close upsells to create a price anchor. So let's break these down. So you've got even balance price anchor. So remember, we said we want to put 2 options, use the alternative close upsell, 2 options on each upsell page. So option number 1 is going to be like the full pay, and option number 2 is going to be the payment plan version. Okay. So you can do an even balance. So you can say, hey, it's $99 for this upsell. And then the split pay, it's 3 times 33. So pay once a month, 3 times 33. What does that equal? Equals 99. So completely even balance. I'm not a massive fan of doing even balance just because we seem to make more money when we do the others. So the second one is anchor the pay in full. So you can pay in full for 99, or then you go and double the price of the split pay. So you already knew you were going to sell it for 99, but you say, hey, if you want to get the split pay, sure, you can do it for 33, but it's going to be 6 payments now. So now you're paying what, 198, right? I think that's right. You're paying significantly more. You're paying double what you're paying here. Okay, so that means you're actually saving 50% now, paying in full. So we've price anchored. It's like the watermelons, right? We've price anchored this pay in full to get more people to pay in full, and you're going to pick up a few people who just goes, I can afford 33. I'll pay 33, right? And what happens sometimes is they don't always complete the payment plan, but that's okay because it weren't going to be a sale anyway. So yeah, you might have a little bit of drop off and might get 80% completion rate, but you've increased your AOV overall, and then double the payments. So instead, if they'll pay $99 once, and credit to Jason Fladlin for this because this is something I learned from him, great webinar guy and really good at pricing strategies as well. So split pay, you can do 2 times 99. So if they'll pay 99 once, they'll probably pay it twice. So you stay instead, okay, great. Now it's 2 times 99 or paying full of 199. We've done this in businesses to help like dramatically improve that AOV. So we came into a business that their average AOV was like $40, right? Which is pretty low. So they started off, they were selling a challenge for 27. So firstly, we like test the price points and stuff like that on the front end. We ended up keeping it at 27 for a little while. But then what we did, we added in an order bump. We then added in 2 upsells. We then took those upsells and went, well, what if we change the pricing around? And we took the upsells from being like, I think they started off like $67, and then we changed it to $97. Okay. The take rate, the actual average order value contribution was still better. So it meant every single person who clicked to that page was worth more at the 99. So it was like, okay, that's great. Then we went, well, what if we did the double the payments strategy? So we doubled the payments. The take rate didn't change that much. It didn't halve. It went nowhere near half, right? And because we had these 2 options on here, we then started getting a higher amount and a higher quality of buyer coming through because they were spending more with us first time round. So look at how you can use each one of these to maximize your overall conversion rate. So recommended tools, choose a landing page builder, ClickFunnels, go high level, anything like that. Split testing tools. If you want to go and split test some of these things, you can use convert.com. I'll put a link to that as well. Then urgency and scarcity, adding in things like deadline funnels, that can really help as well, even with the upsells. So if you want to create more of an impulse purchase in an upsell, then look at adding deadline funnels to that. So here's the exact actionable plan to follow step by step. So step 1, identify which of the 3 main core problems is a bottleneck. So analyze your sales data to determine the current average order value, calculate the lifetime customer value of your repeat purchases, review the conversion rates of every stage of the funnel, and identify which of these 3 problems is the most pressing. Obviously, if you watch this video, you may start with average order value, as I've just given you all the information of how to improve your average order value. Step 2, commit to starting or improving your upsells. So recognize that upsells allow you to spend more to acquire a customer. See how those upsells can make your customer acquisition more profitable or even free. Acknowledge that upsells are becoming more critical and commit to implementing these upsells in your business. Schedule the time in your calendar to do this. Schedule like, even if it's 1 hour a week that you schedule and go, okay, how can we make our upsells better? Step 3, determine what your upsell should be. So choose from the following, right? Offering templates, AI tools, longer access periods, bundles, premium physical products, chat lists, access to your team, implementation calls. Choose which one of these together, and you can choose multiples if you want. Step 4, implement all of the 4 upsell stages. And then make sure you've got order bumps. Make sure you've got post-purchase upsells. Make sure you've got downsells or alternative close upsells, right? Make sure you've got thank you page offers with product catalog offers. You've got affiliate offers. You've got gifts. Make sure you're using the alternative close upsell sequence. So look at how that's reducing friction. Give the customers the choice to paying in full or the payment plans. Use exit pops to move people along. Craft compelling exit pop copy. So ensure that exit pop is moving them forward to that OTO2, that upsell 2 in the buyer journey. And avoid that frustrating customers by not repeatedly pushing the same offer and over and over again. Don't be that window and door salesman, right? And then monitor the performance of that to see like what percentage of people are getting to that second upsell. Then step 7, apply a price anchoring to the upsells. So understanding how to display higher prices and making sure that actual price seems smaller. You can try the even balance one. You can try the anchoring the full pay. You can try doubling the number of payments and ensure any price increases are justified by the product's value. This is a crucial piece as well that I hadn't previously mentioned. So if you're going to go and double the price, you need to make sure that that's still great, fantastic value when they actually receive the product, because you might be able to market it. That's great. But if the product doesn't live up to the hype, people are not going to buy from you again. Select your tech tools. So choose landing page builder. Make sure you got a split testing tool. Add urgency and scarcity where necessary. And then finally, if you want extra help, if this has been beneficial for you going through this whole process, then I can help you more. If you want to book a call, We worked with us one-on-one. Like I say, on average, after 12 months of working together, an online education business increases their revenue by $700,000 per month. If we can help you, I'll tell you we can help you. If we can't help you, I will refer you to someone who can. We are not in the business of taking on people that we can't help. Why? Because we work on a performance basis. So at the end of the day, we don't get results, we don't get paid. And that's just not smart business, right? So if we can't help you, we're going to refer you to someone who can. If we don't solve your problem, we'll refer you to someone who can. It just makes sense, right? Easy either way with me. Then check out more free trainings on our YouTube channel. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube. If you are, go and watch the other trainings as well. There's loads of fun free stuff. Sign up for our free weekly newsletter that reveals behind the scenes of what's working right now inside 8-figure brands. So the stuff that I've shared in here, pretty cool, right? If you think, hey, there's probably even more that I could be learning, implementing. We share like a split test of the week that has worked, so you can just go and test it, copy it, rip it off, do whatever you want with it, right? We also share a strategy behind the scenes of how we're profitably growing these 8-figure brands. I mean, just even this month, one of our clients has doubled their return on ad spend, right? So they've gone from like a 5x return to a 10x return, and they've also done it by massively increasing the volume in the business as well. So we haven't spent any more. We just doubled the amount of sales. That's pretty cool, right? So if you want to learn how we're doing that every single week and get that information for free, then you can sign up to the free weekly newsletter. It's called the Amplify Your Conversions newsletter. And then also, if you want to buy something from us, feel free. We've got the high ticket appointment system is something I'm going to be adding some more stuff and links to this document over time. But right now we've got the high ticket appointment system. It's only $4.60, pretty cheap. And I will show you on my screen here. Like if you want that, page might look a little bit like this, might look a bit different. We split test things. But basically this is how we get high ticket sales calls for under $20. How we get an extra 5 to 10 new clients every month. And everyone else is paying like $200 a call. We were paying 20, right? And I broke down the whole system, how to launch it, how to get set up, like the whole funnel map of what needs to be in there, fill in the blank Canva templates for how to create your roadmap, how to maximize the show rates to get people on the call, how to maximize the lifetime customer value, and then you get a free trial of all this stuff as well. AI booking system, done for you automations trial. It's got 40 automations in there, appointment reminders, fulfillment reminders, lead follow-up, nurture sequence, all that stuff, right, for $4.60. Oh, and 100% money back guarantee. So if you don't get your first client in 30 days, we'll give you money back, let you keep the training anyway. So that's pretty cool. Like I say, I'm easy either way. I just want to give you as much value as possible. And I know certain people will watch this and just go, this makes a lot of sense. I want you to get guys to come and do this for me. That's great. If not, just watch free trainings, soak up as much information as you can, and just do me a favor. Let me know what kind of